was so confusing, Boo.
Well, we're at the tolls again. we haven't even gone to. We've just gone past Cannes, haven't we?
Oh my god.
And this
Nightmare.
is basically what we're confronted with, and it's an hour delay through the other side of the tolls. I think they've closed them. There's been a crash on the other side. So yeah, we're behind this motorhome. There's lorries over this side, and yeah, we're jammed.
No, but everyone's just still trying to push through and get through, and
yeah, it's a free-for-all, and
nuts.
we panic because we don't know whether we're in the right lane or not because we've had that many bloody problems with tolls.
So yeah, off.
Well, the good thing is I found a spot, I think, for us to stay the night. Fingers crossed we get there. But this is epic, to be honest. It goes for miles and miles. Oh god.
This way, it's 16 lanes wide, but there's no lane markings coming out the toll, so it's 16
free-for-alls, lorries, cars, motorhomes.
All trying to get into 3 lanes.
It's awful. It's stressful.
I'm going to have to let this truck in.
Yeah. Oh god. I don't know what's worse.
Oh my dear god.
Doing the gorge or this. I think we're more at risk of damaging the van here than we are on that bloody road.
Now to roll in the lane.
Yeah, we didn't die.
Oh my god.
It's finally moving.
I mean, everyone's cars in Europe are all full of bumps, scrapes and scratches. They're not in a 60 odd grand van, are they, where you really don't want someone dragging their car down the side of you.
To be fair though, you were driving then like you didn't care.
I had to. You had to. They're not courteous in Europe.
Yeah.
Apparently it's worse in Greece, but people say just go with it.
Sam's starting to drive like an Italian. We're not even there yet. Frenchman. You just barge your way through. Never flash anyone. You never thank anyone.
No.
You just
Never
get your ass where it needs to be. Yeah?
Yeah.
Cutthroat world of driving in Europe.
Anybody in.
Yeah.
Don't be courteous. Us British, we're always,
we're too polite.
Thank you, excuse me. Yes please. There's none of that here.
No. It's murder.
Just me. So here we are in our south of France epic mission, having finished Spain. We managed to find a spot in Monaco. I don't know if you can see it somewhere in the background. I'll flick the camera across there to the Monaco harbour. You're not actually allowed in Monaco in your motorhome, so we're up here overlooking it all, but it was very hard to find anywhere. If you go on Park for Night and you can, look at all the different selections and categories, there's nothing. There's no airs, there's nothing. You just basically can't stop anywhere. So how Rebecca found it, I don't know. But it's a good spot. You can see it in the background. There's enough for maybe 2 or 3 vans. Apparently people do come in the evening time. That behind me with the windsocks is experienced pilots only for the parasailers. So that'll be some jump off here, a couple of 1,000 feet. But it's nice and sunny, and it's good. So we shall cross over into, I think we're going to jump Italy apparently. Because the parkups are so difficult. Unless you just want to pay and go on sites all the time, it's going to be quite difficult to wild it down here. I think this is where the other half all live. So, yeah, I'm chuffed. Monaco.
Don't know if you can see me, but it's midnight. We are on that cliff top opposite, overlooking Monaco, and oh my god, the boy racers, someone suddenly smashed into the side of us, and they're just
hooligans.
Just absolutely horrendous. We just can't stay here. Like, we've had the day of hell, I feel like. But they're just like revving their engines outside, doing burnouts, on the literally
filming each other.
Literally behind us. So we've just got out of bed, put the bed away. Sam's just going to move the little stone because it's really windy here as well. But we just thought, this is all going wrong. I don't even know where we're going to go. We're just going to get on the motorway. Oh, this is
job we could turn out because
this is van life gone horribly
like
wrong.
1 foot from the back of us.
Yeah, they're like 1 foot from the back of us. There's like 3 or 4, and they just come. It's like a little. It's a dead end at the top of here. There's like a golf course, and it's like the rally course.
It's like what I used to do.
I don't think anyone can see us. It's like the rally course of
Doom.
Of France, of Monaco.
Filming each other doing burnouts
Oh,
up and down
God.
the street. But
We just need to.
I suppose we all did it at some point, but
Yeah, it's just not nice when they're right next
that
to
was
our
20
van.
years ago.
The kids are just asleep in the back, and we're just going for it. We just have to leave.
And the wind is like Ireland.
Yeah, and when they're not here, the wind's rocking us.
It's scary.
And we're literally on the edge of a bloody cliff overlooking Monaco.
Yeah, we'll have to move forward 10 foot because it's like lifting. It feels like well, it is lifting the van.
It's just been one of them days, hasn't it? We went from that amazing gorge.
Anyway, let's go. Let's go.
Oh my God.
Find some dirty motorway air.
Yeah, before we end up getting crashed into. Yeah, we're going to get gassed
Someone's
now in a
gonna crash
motorway air
into us.
and robbed. What's the lesser of 2 evils?
The skid marks are less than 6 foot from the van where the power sliding passed.
Yeah, we can't stay here.
So let's cut one.
We're going. Turn the light off.
Yeah.
Get the engine going.
Well, last night, absolute bloody nightmare. Monaco was great. The parkup overlooking the city was amazing, but the wind just picked up like it did in Ireland, and the van was lifting on its suspension. It was making your heart skip. It wasn't pleasant. And then a load of lads decided to come in cars, and they were whipping round them hairpins, but they were skidding the cars like so close to the van. And then they come all the way up until they got to like midnight, and we just thought, you know what, screw this.
Yeah, and by midnight we'd had enough, and they were just so close. It was just terrifying
So
to hear them
noisy.
right outside the van. Like, I thought if they crash into our van, they won't care. They'll just drive off. We'll be left picking up the pieces, won't we?
But that's what young people do.
Yeah.
That's fine. But you know,
It's just not
not
ideal.
when you're in your van with 2 kids.
And not when you're on the edge of a bloody massive cliff with nothing below you except Monaco.
No.
As much as it was amazing, and I would have loved to wake up there this morning, we had to leave, didn't we? At midnight we left.
We thought we'd just jump on the motorway and find a random air, and then there was none, and there was miles and miles of roadworks. So
I actually took you into the other lane, so it's just cones separating between you and the other lane, and you were like, you don't like driving in the dark anyway, do you?
no, I get mole vision.
It's like hard work, and we were both like finding it hard not to fully go into panic mode.
It wasn't
It was
pleasant,
hard to keep
you know.
on. And we couldn't find anywhere. And we got to a toll booth, and we were like, this is a weird toll booth. And I was like, oh my God, we're in Italy. And we hadn't even clocked it because we were so busy like trying to find somewhere to stop. I hadn't even realised we'd just crossed the border into Italy.
Yeah.
Anyway, we found this like.
It's like a free park. It's like a commune. You can tell people have been
Yeah,
here for a long
it's
time. I've had a walk
packed,
through
yeah.
all of the vans. They're all Italian or French. The
Yeah.
odd German, mainly Italian.
They're
you know,
clearly here
Italy.
for like the long term. Like no one's moving.
Got full setup, everything out.
Yeah,
They're not, you know,
yeah.
there's no room in the inn.
There was no room, so we just pulled up wherever we could because we were both like, it was like 1 in the morning, and we were both like, I felt awful. I felt sick. I was upset. I was stressed. I was like, is this what it's all? Is this what van life is about?
It's not been enjoyable. To tell you
I
the
don't
truth.
think we've enjoyed it now, if we're being honest.
No, past 48. Well,
No,
the gorges of Verdon were great. The day yesterday was great, and then.
but that was the
just-
highlight that had been the highlight since we were in Spain, really, hadn't it? We had such high hopes of coming into France, but I think because we're entering at the south of France,
Yeah.
it's just not motorhome friendly. So we've just been hit by this wall of nowhere to stop. And when you've got kids, you can't. I mean, these sorts of places are fine if it's just me and Sam. But when you've got kids, you've got to think about where they're going to play, what they're going to do. And we can't go on like this. And last video we left off, we were saying we were just going to go didn't we, to Venice and then straight down through Croatia.
Yeah,
But then
get to the Eastern Bloc.
But then we've realised that actually Croatia is going to be a similar picture because it's illegal to wild camp in Croatia.
Yeah, we've watched quite a few videos of other people that have done it, countryside and that. It looks nice, it looks great. But
Yeah.
you know,
Campsites.
everyone's struggling to find water, and
Yeah, without going on campsites in Croatia, it's not easy. So
can make you question what we're doing.
Yeah, we've questioned it a few times. I think in the past sort of
Thinking,
3
what
days.
is it we're trying to portray to our kids?
Well, yeah, exactly. What are we trying to show the kids, isn't it?
Well, even sat there on the beach, and I thought I'll just try and ground myself and centre myself, and I'm sat among shopping trolleys, used bikes, and just
use
human
condoms.
feces. It's just the scrublands of Italy, and that's not what we want. So we're gonna move off now. It is a site. We found a nice site somewhere.
Well, it's near Portofino.
Yeah.
So
I've seen things and
yeah, we need
things
to start like get into a few towns. So the Verdon Gorge was fabulous. Really enjoyed that. The kids loved it. It was an amazing trip. But we haven't done any proper sightseeing for a while, and I think what we're doing is we're letting the fear of the budget as well, aren't we? About the fear of the money and paying for sites and things ruin what should be an amazing experience, because we're always trying to find the free
It's not an amazing
parkups.
experience in the past couple of days.
It's not been an amazing
It's been great up to now. We got into the south of France and it's just been so unwelcoming. And I'm like,
Just because we're in a motorhome, I think if you're in a van and it's just that you're an older, you're a couple with no kids, it's probably absolutely fine.
But if you do stay on the sites, they charge you the same fee as what it is in the summer.
With no
All the
facilities.
facilities, the pools and everything aren't working, and it's just, it's
So-
not welcoming at all. They should really have a different tariff for that, but they don't, because and then there's no park-ups, and so we're just, let's go and just stay somewhere nice for a couple of days and go and sightsee and
Yeah, I think we need
experience the culture.
to reset, don't we, and realise why we're doing this and start seeing some amazing places. And a bit like the Verdon Gorge, we just need to do that and maybe not stress too much about the budget, because I think this leg of the journey through Italy
What a nice stuff to see.
is going to be a dare do, because it's not easy to
It's going to be a
stop.
dare do in the fact we're probably going to have to use sites. I mean, we probably will find the odd wild spot with little communities and stuff, and if we do, great. But at the minute, we need to do something rapido today, because it's not pleasant being here at all.
We're definitely having a down time, I think, aren't we? And it's really hard to pick yourself up. I think last night was just horrendous. We were both ready to drive back to the UK last night, I think, and just call it quits and say it's not lifestyle for us, because it's not fair on the children either. It's like
you snap at each other. You're in a confined
having
space.
to move at midnight. It's just we can't do that, and that's the problem with some of the wild park-ups, is that you can't guarantee what's going to happen through the night. It's an unknown, and you can read the reviews and you can kind of get an idea, but nothing's ever set in stone. So I think we just need to start rethinking again, because we're always rethinking our plans, but I think we've decided we're going to
itinerising stuff that we want to see
and just go into those places. So we're going to go to the plan now is this place, Portofino, then we're going to go to Pisa, because the kids wanted to see the Leaning Tower of Pisa,
and then to Rome, to the Colosseum.
Pompeii, and then basically just toodle down and accept that campsites are probably going to
not
be
just exist in wild scrublands.
We've got to make it a fun experience.
That's just not fun. It's
just not fun. No, we're not enjoying this cold. And I suppose people that do it full time will be like, well, that's what van life is. And if you haven't got an income, that is a part of it, is that you have to deal with these things. But we also don't want to look back and think we did this amazing trip and journey, struggled all the way. And if we continue to travel longer, if we did decide that this lifestyle is for us, if we, then we can, hopefully we'll have found a few places that are suitable to go to by then, because there are a few that we've met.
Well, the thing is, we know loads now, especially in Spain and France. It's just this little bit of leg of the journey, I think, is
just
hit
not
home
motorhome
and just
friendly,
messed with the old, the bad vibe juju, and the feelings aren't feeling very good at the minute. But we've made a plan. I'm feeling positive now. We're going to drive, 111 miles now?
Yeah, 111
to this nice site and chill there for a few days and go and see some nice
eat some Italian food.
Yeah.
Go to Portofino. Do a boat trip if they're running, because again we're out of season, so you just never know what you're going to get. And then go from there. And I think we're just going to try our best to
turn that frown upside down.
oh
It's frowning in the minute. So better get going, haven't we?
Yeah.
We better get driving.
Yeah, if you're paying for a campsite, you want to get the full experience of the campsite, don't you?
10 now.
Yeah, so we'll head off there and we'll catch you
Have a
at the
good chill.
campsite. See you in a bit.
See you in a bit.
Sam is not enjoying this journey, are you?
Grim. I'm knackered. I'm actually feeling tired. And I just want to rest my eyeballs. This is like driving through a toilet roll tube. It's just high-sided everywhere.
It's just like... It's just like 2 lanes through loads of tunnels.
Very narrow. Everyone's doing Mach 1. Even the wagon drivers like do 80 mile an hour here. It's
Intense. And I think we haven't recovered, have we, from last night's ordeal?
I feel like we've just been driving.
For days.
We've just been driving, sleeping, and then not seeing nothing. And I think it's finally just come to a head that what the hell are we doing? We're not enjoying it. I'm not enjoying it. It's just driving and sleeping. So that's why we made the decision to stop it. And,
Stop it. Stop this
change our
driving
game
and
a little
sleeping.
bit. Yeah, so I'll get to this place now and we're going to chill for a few days.
Yeah.
Sleep, eat, do good stuff. Like that sticker said in the countryside, do epic shit.
Yeah. Morning, guys. So, in the campsite, we are enjoying it. A bit of a rest and recoup after the fiasco. We are going to try and go to Portofino today. So luckily the guy that runs the campsite here is super helpful, and he's basically sorted out an app on my phone, told me what tickets to buy, all great. So I've just bought the 4 tickets that we need to get the bus to Santa Margherita, and then I think you then get another bus onto Portofino or possibly a boat. I've taken my travel sickness tablets because no matter whether we go on the bus or the boat, I'm going to feel rotten. I do not travel well. But the problem is I just bought the tickets and not realised that it only gives you 75 minutes while they're valid. So we've got 52 minutes left and we need to get out and get to this bus stop before the ticket expires, and then we have to buy a whole new ticket. Nothing is straightforward when you're travelling in a different country. It's hard work sometimes. Fingers crossed we catch the bus and we'll see you there.
Well,
Oh my god, we're here.
yeah, this is Portofino.
I've
Took 2
always wanted
buses to
come
get
here.
here, but we made it up the roads of death. At least we didn't have to drive it this time.
Oh, it's terrifying, the road here.
I'll do a little circle because you can see some of the buildings in the background are just immense. They really go into it here with the designs on the buildings.
Just look. Show him that. Oh my
Let's
god,
whip it
honestly.
round. It's absolutely immense, this place. Gorgeous. Lots of tourists, but I'm guessing it's pretty quiet this time of year. But we'll have a mooch around the town and see what we can see.
It's very expensive. Like Alexander McQueen, Dior, totally out of our price range, but it's nice to look.
Jewels.
Yeah. But it's just so beautiful, and the
So
sea.
I'll walk up the front
it's
here
gorgeous,
and have a butcher's.
So happy I'm in Italy. Woo.
So when in Italy, you've got to have spaghetti bolognese.
And
Me and the boy have got the
carbonara.
same. What have you got?
Carbonara.
Carbonara. Isabella's got like the best crayfish cocktail ever, and the view is just amazing. Portofino.
So we've just had our most expensive meal out so far, up to now, in that lovely restaurant.
Like,
And Ewan got
get into them.
given handmade Kinder eggs as we were leaving. What's in your egg?
What's in there, Ewan?
It's probably going to be your dad or something. Nothing. Oh.
I think I
Is
bought
it nice, the chocolate? Is it good? The sun's just gone in behind a massive cloud.
Yeah.
So we
Till
were
come
lucky.
on the day when it comes the clouds over. But I bet it gets hot here.
Yeah,
We've got
it's
some
bouncing.
super boats as well. Apparently, looking at some of the history here at Portofino, it's like the playground for the rich and famous. There's a lot of, even going all the way back to like Frank Sinatra, and you know, this was where they come for the parties, this place, so I can only imagine at night time. Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Gotta have some dough.
Definitely. Money is required here, that's for sure. But it's beautiful.
Well, it looks like we're going to come into the little shops that sell all kinds of stuff. It's relatively quiet here at the moment.
Yeah, and it's just rained heavily, so
Yeah.
that's probably why I haven't scarfed it.
Yeah, we have just got a little bit wet.
Only a little bit.
But it's quite nice. Cooled us all down. Right, well, we'll go and see what the shops have got to offer, shall we? We'll try and catch these fish here. I don't know if it's going to come out on the camera. They are, you can just see the mouths. They're absolutely,
Zoom in a bit.
I have. They're absolutely massive. This is
The heavens come in. Oh my god.
that is close.
I think the heron is waiting for the fish that are coming to the top.
He knows when they come.
Oh, I got it! Morning. So, we're leaving the campsite that we've stayed at. It's been fabulous. I'll put a little photo of it up here. It's really close to the toll road though, so it is quite noisy, but you can't beat it for its location to Portofino. Literally, bus stop just outside the campsite, get the bus to Santa Margherita, and then there's another bus that takes you to Portofino, and you just go along like the coast road, literally the sea is at the side of you, and it is stunning. It's so pretty, totally everything I hoped it would be. We had the most amazing lunch outside of the sea. It was like my birthday lunch, I think, because the one I had in Gandia wasn't that great. So I'm classing it as my birthday lunch. That's why I can excuse the cost, because it wasn't cheap, 120 euros. Ugh. But so nice. I had spaghetti carbonara. It was amazing. So now we are heading to Pisa. So there is a sosta or air in Pisa that we're going to try and get in. I'm not sure we'll get in because it's busy, always busy everywhere in these free spots. Well, it's not free actually, but it's cheap spots near the towns. If we can't get in there, then there's a campsite that we're going to try and get in as well. So let's see if we get in. Wish us luck, because our experience of getting in free or cheap airs has been dire up to now. So yeah, let's hit the road. So Sam is loving the mountains at the minute. Italy is definitely very pretty. Great view that, isn't it?
It's immense.
Yeah.
The best mountains I've seen yet.
Yeah. It's because they're so green, isn't it? They're,
Go and climb it.
yeah.
You see snow on them.
Yeah.
One day.
I think we'll see bigger mountains when we get to like the Alps and stuff, but they're so far up to now.
I am impressed with them.
Yeah. They're big.
This is a sosta in Italy. So there's sostas and campsites, like if France has airs and things like that. But I've read so much stuff, and I don't always like getting scaremongered of watching so much stuff, but people say that, you know, if you're not staying on a sosta or on a campsite, that you're in quite high risk of getting robbed. And apparently, so they say, there's organised gangs for, you know, robbing people's cars and motorhomes, and they make a living off it. So I don't really want that. It's quite a risk, but we never had that in Spain or France or Portugal. You know, you felt quite safe wild camping, but there isn't actually any wild camping that we found at the minute here, so that's another thing. So, but today, anyway, this is a good spot. Still think it's however much, 12, 15 euro a night. We're going to go into Pisa and have a look round and see it. So it didn't take long to walk from the sosta. This is our first little viewing of it, just as we're coming down the street. It's definitely on the drink. And apparently it's
I don't know what I
15
was
foot on
expecting.
the drink.
I don't know what I was expecting, but
Taken-
it's got to lean. It's definitely got to lean on it.
Apparently it's taken 200 years. 200 years to build this. I mean, the guy that laid the first brick was long dead by the time they'd finished it. It's a weird structure because it's not that big. Apparently it's 57 metres tall. And it survived 4
Actually,
earthquakes.
it's not as tall as I thought it would be. It's quite short.
57 metres. But yeah, it's...
Are we going to climb to the top if we can?
well,
See how
might
much it
tipple.
is.
Might tipple, but I'll get some better footage here when
It'll
we're...
definitely lean with me after that pastry I've just eaten off that market. Oh my
good.
god, that was rich.
I could eat more.
I'll sip it over. It'll send it over the edge, me.
Yeah. Well, there it is. In all of its splendour. I'm not sure whether if I can get the drone out, whether someone's going to kick off or not. Rebecca will get a couple of snaps. But yeah, the Leaning Tower of Pisa. We shall have a little walk around. There's a lot of people here, but not that many. What do you think, Squire? Yes? Yes. Right, we'll go for a little walk about.
The peas are up.
So it's definitely impressive to see. And you can go up it to see where Galileo did his experiments and all the associated history of Italy. But when you actually come to the ticket thing here, there's absolutely, I don't know if I can zoom in on that, can I? No, yeah, basically there's no way I'm paying €20 per person to get up there. It's like, no, there's 4 of us and a dog. So, yeah, I think I shall just see it from here and enjoy it. Robin, it's just Robin.
What are you looking at? Google Translate.
Oh god, I've not got the image translate like you.
Trying to work out what that says. Scuola normal superior.
Super. No way of saying it.
I actually don't know where we are, but in like a little square. So many side streets with gorgeous little cafes.
It means high school.
It's a high
It
school.
must be a posh high school.
Wow,
Yeah,
that is
Scuola
posh.
Normal Superior.
Well, imagine walking up a marble staircase to your school. What about that school, Liz? Should we send you there?
The joiners were good back in the day, weren't they? Eh? The timber work and the roof structures are immense. The architecture of the buildings is just something else. Unique to Italiano.
Always manage to find a toy shop, no matter where we are. Slightly confused.
Gremlins. It. Jason.
Who is buying these? What's that about? In a toy shop? Yes. Does anybody
my
fancy? Okay. There you go. Give that to your child.
Kruger's International.
Stuff for nightmares. So we are leaving, we just left the parkup at Pisa, the sauce that we stayed at. It's really good for €12 a night, wasn't it?
It was 12.
Yeah, we stayed 2 nights, saw Pisa, but and it was nice to see it, but I'm not that impressed with you.
That's all there is.
Yeah.
And obviously the cathedral and the tower, and then the rest of it is just an industrial estate, really.
Yeah.
It's,
There was some lovely like little alleyways, typical Italian, you know, it was nice to see it. It's off the bucket list.
Architecture.
Yeah, but €20 per person to go up the tower. And we were like, so we're now heading, so we had a bit of a wobble. Well, I had a wobble especially.
Have to make a decision.
About where we do, what we're doing, where we're going. Are we going to keep going down to the bottom of Italy like we planned, or are we going to abandon it
Slovenia.
and cut one to Slovenia and Croatia via... We were going to still do Venice, weren't we? But
temperatures.
The temperatures and weather looks really bad in Croatia.
-3 in Slovenia.
Yeah, and I want to do those places when it's warm, yeah, and we realised actually what we should have done is stayed in Spain for another month, really.
4 weeks.
Yeah, so we were looking at going to Rome, and again in Rome, nightmare trying to find anywhere that's close to the centre, because obviously we want to use public transport, that's fine, but you don't want to be spending your whole day on public transport. So we were looking at things around the centre, and the reviews on some of the sort of cheaper spots, they were like, they're still €30 a night, and people were just slating them. And I just said to Sam, I'm not keen. And then the campsites for 2 nights was like €130.
150.
Oh yeah, €150.
€50 for 2 nights.
Yeah, and you share your electricity. It's like, I don't know, I just feel like it's a little bit of an expensive trip, and the kids aren't really going to appreciate Rome, I don't think. Me and Sam.
Constant toll roads.
Oh yeah, in
We're going to
Italy.
clock it now on the way down to Naples. We're going to clock how much it's going to cost us in tolls, and we'll let you know that one.
Yeah, we're on toll roads all the time because the roads are particularly difficult in Italy. And also, if you do the diversions to avoid toll roads, they're actually massive diversions, aren't they?
Massive.
Doubling the time.
4-hour diversion.
Like 4-hour diversions. So we were like, oh, this is just. So anyway, despite all that, and despite the fact this is costing us a bomb to be in Italy,
Yeah.
we have decided we are still going to continue down south. We're not going to go to Rome. We'll save that for a time when maybe Sam and I will go fly
For a
there.
romantic
Or,
city.
yeah, it's not really somewhere they want to drag the kids around. So, but we do want to do Pompeii because I think it'd be really good for the kids to see that. So we're just sort of going to just plough down to Pompeii now, aren't we?
Yeah.
350 miles. It's a lot. Well, it is now, but it was 350 when we started.
Yeah.
And on toll roads as well. So yeah, we'll have to see how much that's going to come out at, but I can imagine it's going to be a pricey one on the tolls. Oh yeah, so that was the other thing. We were going to get a ferry after this, after we've done around Pompeii and the Amalfi Coast, if we do that. We were looking at getting a ferry over from Bari or Brindisi over to Greece, and they do this thing called camping on board. So you can drive on with your caravan or with your motorhome, and they give you an electric hookup because you're not supposed to have your gas on and stuff. And you can then sleep in your caravan or your motorhome, but still use the facilities on the boat. And when you've got a pet like us and kids that need sleep, and it's an overnight crossing, it's a long crossing. I think it's like 7:30 at night they leave, and it arrives at like 1 PM the next day in Greece. It's a long ferry. Now I don't do well on ferries, but I'm good with taking Sturgeon. So top tip there, travel sickness, Sturgeon tablets are the only thing that work for me, and they're brilliant. So get those from the
Hopefully it'll be warmer
chemist.
in Greece.
Yeah, so Greece is looking okay temperature wise, especially next week. But the problem we've got now, oh yeah, so we couldn't get on the ferry. I rang up, she was like, we only had 2 spots available because I inquired via email a day or so ago, and they replied to me yesterday saying we've only got 2 spots on the 10th and on the 12th. Well, that's in 4 days and 6 days respectively from now. And I was like, oh god, that's such a rush. But anyway, we rang up this morning and said, right, okay, we'll go with the 12th. And she was like, oh, it's gone. Someone's booked it. Because we're in a 7.4 metre motorhome, it's quite a big one. And they just said, no, we haven't got room for you now, and we haven't got anything else now for another...
Nonsense.
For the rest of the year. Well, until the autumn. And I was like, what? So anyway, we've spoken to people, haven't we? And they've said, just turn up at the port and they will just fit you on the next available ferry. It might all backfire on us this, you know, but we're just going to go with it. So we're heading now, as I said, to Pompeii. It is Thursday before Easter Friday, Good Friday should I say. And I am slightly concerned that we're going to get to Pompeii. Now there's 3 campsites really close to the actual main archaeological site. And I emailed one and they said they have availability but they don't take bookings, or we can ring about an hour before we get there, see if they've got availability. I am hoping to God we get on this campsite, and again for the same reason, there's nothing really suitable to stay at close to there.
It's like there's not enough places for the volume of motorhomes.
You get very busy. You can't swing a cat without hitting a motorhome in Europe. It is literally, they're everywhere. except on the toll roads, clearly, because we don't see many on the toll roads, do we? Yeah, so yeah, that's kind of what our rough plan is. We're going to head to Pompeii, do that, spend a few days around Pompeii, maybe look at the transport links to the Amalfi Coast. I would like to see Capri, Sorrento, all those places, but we will look at that when we get there. Then after that, we're going to drive over to Brindisi Harbour, see if we can get this ferry over to Greece.
We will, but it does change daily.
Yeah, as you probably know by now.
But that's part of it.
But that is the plus point about it, is if something's just not working, you can have a rethink and change direction. But I really struggled with vans in Italy, as I said previously. I was like, oh, it's been one of the places I desperately want to go.
It's bloody price.
It's just expensive. Yeah. It's just so expensive, and just trying to do it on the cheap is not easy, and the campsites are just ridiculously expensive, most of them, the ones that we've been so far. And when you're trying to visit main points of interest, yeah, anyway, rambling on. So yeah, I think we're going to leave it there for this one, and then hopefully on the next vlog we will be in Pompeii, fingers crossed. So see you there. Bye.